Sunday, Igboho's major financier is a National Assembly member, Malami. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning to listen. The Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, said on Friday that the federal government has found that the major financer of the Yoruba Nation agitator, Sunday Adeyemo, aka Igboho, is a member of a National Assembly. Another huge, baseless statement. I'm so sorry. This is just the truth. It is the truth and nothing but the truth. I want to believe that before anyone, even if the person now is not even somebody that's read law, the person is just a human being and wants to bring an accusation, the person will always have an evidence, because mere assumptions can take you nowhere. You can be 100% wrong. But if you are bringing something now as a human being and you're bringing something to a court and you have evidences, then you have a case. Now, we expect that people should know this, not to talk more of the Attorney General of the Federation. He keeps making statements that is seeming that is based on assumptions. Statements that are based on assumptions. At the end of the day, he is not having the evidences and facts to nail this particular word to what this fact now that he has. He does not have them. The minister, who was silent on the identity of the federal lawmaker, said a report by a security committee constituted by the federal government also revealed that Igboho allegedly received funding from a firm, Abai Baku and Sons Limited, allegedly being probed for terrorism financing activities. The Nation newspaper quoted the minister saying that Abal Baku and Sons Limited and its promoter Abdullahi Omar Usman are suspects in the ongoing joint terrorist financing and investigation. He said Abdullahi Omar Usman is by way of financial transaction connected to Suraju Abubakar Muhammad, who was sentenced to life imprisonment in UAE on charges of financing terrorism, especially Boko Haram. Addressing newsmen in Abuja on Friday in a related matter, Malami said the committee also made damning discovery about the activities of a leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, and his following, noting that there were information that Kanu was receiving support from both within and outside Nigeria. Malami gave details of persons allegedly killed and property destroyed by Kanu's associates in his inciting comments. He said the panel further alleged that the IPOB ESN were responsible for the killing of prominent Nigerians. Recently, there were gruesome killings of traditional rulers. Obi-Wan of Okudo Autonomous Community, Eze-E Anayochukwu Dure-Buro, and Eze Samson Osonwa of Ihebionwere Autonomous Community, as well as the killings of Dr. Chike Akonyili and 8 others, and the killing of Gulak on May 30, 2021. We have also established that Kanu is not alone in his subversive activities. He has accomplices in Nigeria and abroad, individuals and groups as well as state and non-state actors, who are aiding and facilitating his campaign against the people and state of Nigeria. He called on foreign countries to desist from supporting his mischievous attitude. Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Organization, Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, IPOB, Financier Renewal Group, Yoruba Council of Elders YCE, Yoruba Ronu and Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, Horiwa, while reacting to the allegations, condemned the report, describing it as incoherent, untenable, and outright falsehood, noting that their sons are not terrorists. Wow. Before you come out and make such statements, you should have your facts, gather it together, and make sure that those your facts are really, really true. You should do investigation over and over again and find out before you draw a conclusion that this particular issue now is the truth. At the end of the day, these comments now coming from just mere assumption, it does nothing. It does nothing. What it does is to raise more dust. It raises more dust. It is quite alarming, and it is very, very alarming that not just this person now making such statements is not just an ordinary citizen. He's not just someone who does not know the law. This person knows the law in total. He is nobody but the Attorney General of the Federation of Nigeria. I mean, it is like, it is not supposed to be at all. It is not supposed to be. We're not supposed to be hearing statements based on assumptions. And with all these assumptions going on now, saying that the IPOP group, the agitators, the Yoruba Nation, the protesters, and all of these people, they are sponsored by and calling their names. This leaves Nigeria puzzled. Why? Because yes, I mean, weeks ago, or I think during the early part of this year, the early beginning of this year, during the beginning of the year, I cannot say the actual time frame, it was gathered that this same administration now, they said they have the names of financiers and sponsors of these terrorists now, the Boko Haram and the bandits that are making life a living hell of Nigerian citizens in the northern part of Nigeria. And now, up to date, none of that name was released except few that were soldiers. And I keep asking myself, what is going on? What's going on here? The financiers and the sponsor, they have their names. Publicity to the public, no. We started receiving the reports. I mean, you started going around that, oh, they do not want to publish it so that, you know, a lot of things were coming into play. Meanwhile, it's just as, oh my goodness, a popular musician, I have to say this, say, if a crime is committed by a poor man, you will see the poor man's face all over the television, in the newspaper. He is going to be caught. If it is arms he is with, if anything that is his offense, he will have it in his possession. And he is going to be, his picture will be everywhere. But if it's the other person now, if it is somebody that is wealthy and somebody that commands respect that committed a crime, you won't see the person. You will only hear the news, and at the end of the day, before you know it, that particular news is swept under the carpet. Nothing more. The crime is swept under the carpet. You will not hear of it ever again. You will not hear of it ever again. I keep asking yourself, is it that some certain laws now are meant for some region or for some persons? We practice a democratic system of government, and yet everything that goes on doesn't even look democratic. They doesn't look democratic. Individuals come out and they exercise their civil rights. They are prosecuted for it. Look at these people now in detention. They are all individuals. They exercise nothing but their individual rights. What happens? They were labeled terrorists. They are labeled wanted. All without even any legal backing.